In this video, we are going to get started creating our main menu. To do this, what we want to do is create a new scene and call it main menu. So to do that, go to File, New Scene, and let's save this scene by going to Control S or go to File, Save As, or Save Scene. We'll go to our Scenes folder and let's call this main menu. From here, hit Save. And for the main menu, if you open up your sprites, underneath the UI menu, you'll find our main menu. So let's go ahead now and set this up. We have a background image, so let's go to Create, UI, and we're going to create an image. That's going to create a canvas for us and an image. Before we do anything else, select your canvas. We want to make sure that this fits our screen size and everyone else's screen size. So the first thing that we're going to do is you're going to change the canvas, make sure it's on screen space overlay. The canvas mode, the UI scaler here, instead of constant pixel size, it's going to be scale with screen size. From here, set this to 1920 by 1080, and everything else can stay the same. Save our scene, and let's go ahead and change this image here to our background. So let's call this BG, and we can drag our BG image. Once we've done that, select the BG image, and let's adjust the rect transform. Go ahead and select the anchor here in the top left and select scale all sizes. So we're going to stretch it in all directions. Once we've done that, we can then zero it out. So 0 from the left, 0 from the top, 0 from the right, and 0 from the bottom. So here's our image. What we can do now is we can then create our title. So let's go ahead and duplicate the BG. And let's call it title. Once you've done that, we're going to swap the image out for the title image, which is our title. And for the title, we want this to just stay anchored to the center of where we place it. So choose the center anchor point. And then from here, adjust the scale to be 485 by 295. So here we have 485 by 295. That's the actual width and height of this pixel or this image. Once you've done that, let's go ahead and place this about to the right. So if you select the title, focus in on it, it will take you to it in the scene view, and then we can just move it over. So I'm going to go ahead and position it right about here. Let's go ahead and create our symbol, or our buttons actually. So here, we have a symbol here that we're going to place on there, which is our joystick, and then we have our buttons. So let's go ahead and actually do our symbol before we get into the buttons. So go ahead and duplicate your title, and let's call this symbol. And attach the symbol object. Here we go. Now for the anchor, you want to make sure it's centered. And then for the width, we are going to use 890 by 931. So 890 by 931. And we're going to position this, let's go ahead and move it down here. We position it right about here. And what I'm going to do here is we're actually going to make it look like the title is in front of it. So we're going to bring the symbol back behind the title. So just go ahead and make sure it's BG symbol title in that order. And you'll see here that the title is now in front. And then from here, let's go ahead and make sure the BG, the symbol is in view. So like this. And then what we can do here is if we take our symbol, we can adjust the color property and tone it down. So to do that, let's go ahead and give it a bit of a gray look. So on the alpha, set the alpha to about 42, and you'll see here that it gets grayed out. And then what might look nice is if we were to tint this even. So let's go ahead and give it a bright, a little bit of a reddish tint here. So you can go ahead and set it to 255, 188, 173, and 42. And that way we have a nice looking icon there. And if we want, we can even dim it out some more by adjusting the alpha. So I'd say right about there looks good. Okay, let's go ahead and do our buttons. So the first thing we need to do here is go to our canvas, right click it, go to UI, and we're going to create a button. From here, let's call this the start button. And let's go ahead and change our source image to be our start button. So go ahead and drag that to your UI sprite. Once we've done that, we're going to make it 163 by 80. So 163 by 80. And then we can go ahead and position this where it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and position it right about here at 270 on the X and negative 177 on the Y. And then go into the start button text, and we're not going to be using any text here, so just disable it out. We don't need to destroy the object, but we can clear the text property with a field. From here, we're going to take our start button, we're going to duplicate it, and let's call this menu button. From here, let's go ahead and space it out to where it needs to be. And then let's go ahead and make sure the Y's are the same, so make sure it's on negative 177. And let's swap out the sprite image for our menu button image. Okay. And once again, duplicate the menu button, bring it over. Alrighty, and let's go ahead and call this our quit button. And swap in the quit button sprite. Okay, we have our buttons, and we are good to go. So in the next video, we're going to create the functionality for this menu to transition us to our game. I'll see you guys in the next video.